Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a really cool topic. The most insane Deadpool variants that didn't make it into Deadpool and Wolverine. Did you know that the Merc with a mouth has a ton of crazy alternate versions? Some so wild you'll be wondering why they didn't make it to the big screen? Get ready for a journey through Deadpool's most bizarre universes. Before we jump into these insane variants, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss out on any of our awesome content, and you'll help us bring even more great stuff your way. Let's get started. Hello Kitty. Speaking of Deadpool variants that would require a generous interpretation of parody laws and a creative approach to production challenges, one notable example from the Deadpool Kills series is an apparent fusion with the iconic Japanese character Hello Kitty. Created in 1974, Hello Kitty has appeared in movies, television, video games, comics, and licensed merchandise, making her one of the most recognizable fictional characters of all time. In short, when a character with her silhouette shows up in a comic book wearing a Deadpool costume, the similarities are a bit more obvious than those between Deadpool and Deathstroke. That being said, this version of Deadpool is essentially just a visual Easter egg in the comics, with no significant role in the story or even any dialogue. This is likely because drawing anything beyond Hello Kitty's general shape would have tested legal limits more than editors would be comfortable with. Deathstroke. Whether it's a misunderstanding, a mere rumor, or a comic book conspiracy theory, there has long been debate about whether Deadpool is a copy or parody of DC Comics character Deathstroke. This theory has become a common belief among superhero fans and comic enthusiasts, to the point where Rob Liefeld, Deadpool's co-creator, had to publicly debunk it. Liefeld revealed that the real inspiration for Deadpool was a G.I. Joe character. This discussion has even led comics to play with the comparisons between Deadpool and Deathstroke. Co-creator Fabian Nicieza chose the name Wade Wilson as a nod to Slade Wilson, Deathstroke's alter ego. More recently, DC had some fun with the concept by creating their own version of Deadpool, the Animator Universe's Deathstroke, colloquially known as Deadstroke. This character sports an orange, blue, and black version of Deadpool's suit, has a similar healing factor, and of course, shares Deadpool's trademark youthful humor. Pandapool. Not all Deadpool variants come from TV shows with expensive voice actors. In fact, some of the most iconic versions of Wade Wilson can be found in the pages of comics, particularly in Cullen Bunn's 2013 miniseries Deadpool Kills Deadpool. Following Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe and Deadpool Illustrated, this multiversal story seemingly inspired certain elements of Deadpool and Wolverine, like the idea of an external multiversal entity assigning Wade a mission of execution and the subplot where he's targeted by a legion of villainous Deadpool variants. There were even early behind-the-scenes images that led fans to speculate that Bunn's work might serve as a basis for the film's plot. In this series, one of Deadpool's allies against the so-called Deadpool Corps is Pandapool, essentially a giant panda in a Deadpool costume, though with abilities similar to the broader Deadpool Corps. One reason Pandapool might have been left out, despite being a visually distinct character, is that recreating him faithfully in live action could be extremely challenging and expensive. In a sequence already heavily reliant on CGI, adding a photorealistic panda would likely present an additional hurdle. Donald Glover's Deadpool, the animated series. While most of the Deadpool variants on this list were likely left out of Deadpool and Wolverine due to financial, logistical, or legal reasons, only one would have combined all these complications into a mega headache while adding a significant touch of disappointment. Between 2016 and 2017, it seemed like the stars were aligning for a strange yet inevitable purpose: an animated Deadpool series written and produced by Donald and Stephen Glover for FX. The film had finally made the character popular, and Donald Glover already had a solid relationship with the Marvel ecosystem, thanks to his appearances in various Spider-Man projects. This was also the period when Marvel launched the acclaimed TV series Legion, while the Glovers were winning Emmy Awards for Atlanta, both under FX's supervision. When a test animation clip debuted shortly after the announcement of the Deadpool series, everyone, including Ryan Reynolds, was thrilled. It looked like a series destined to be a creative and commercial powerhouse, until, suddenly, it wasn't. Birdpool. In Bunn's story, there's also a scene where Deadpool is warned about a group of Deadpools who might want to kill him if given the chance. However, in this case, the message is delivered by Birdpool, a yellow bird who is a member of the evil Deadpool Corps. One consideration the production might have had regarding the various Deadpool variants, including the unused animal ones, is that it could overshadow Dogpool. Additionally, it would likely require explaining whether Dogpool is just a dog in a Deadpool costume or an actual Deadpool variant, something the film apparently wasn't interested in delving into. In the world of animated children's television, we find one of the earliest and most notable portrayals of Wade Wilson, predating the leaked test footage of Deadpool by over a year. In the early 2010s, Disney XD's Ultimate Spider-Man followed Peter Parker, voiced by Drake Bell, as he trained with Nick Fury, Chi McBride, and a group of young heroes to face off against his usual foes and other threats. In a 2013 episode titled Ultimate Deadpool, Spider-Man encounters Wade while trying to recover a stolen database containing S.H.I.E.L.D's secret identities, including Parker's. It turns out Wade stole the database with the intention of selling it on the black market before being intercepted by Taskmaster. This version of Deadpool was voiced by Will Friedle, known to comic fans as the voice of Terry McGinnis in Batman Beyond. Despite being aimed at a younger audience, the series managed to portray Deadpool effectively and accurately without resorting to gore or profanity. The show tackled his tendency to not let his enemies as a central conflict between him and Spider-Man, and allowed him to break the fourth wall multiple times. Friedle was an excellent choice for the character, and it would have been fun to hear him voice one of the many generic Deadpools in the final sequence. Deadpool from X-Men Origins. If Ryan Reynolds is already set to portray two different characters in Deadpool and Wolverine, why not add a third? What better way for the film to celebrate its own achievements than by directly facing off with the fearsome Wade Wilson from X-Men Origins, Wolverine? In the 2009 film, Reynolds made his debut as Wade under less than ideal circumstances, with the studio making drastic changes to the character that were poorly received by fans. Had Fox not changed course, Deadpool would have been a near zombie with bizarre tattoos, laser vision, teleportation powers, and swords coming out of his hands. However, this strange mix of powers, combined with its history in the Deadpool universe, could have made this variant one of the most intriguing to appear in the film. So much so that one could even argue he should have replaced Cassandra Nova, Emma Corrin, or Paradox, Matthew McFadden, in terms of narrative function. But besides the fact that adding him as a major villain would certainly have cost the film the irreplaceable presence of Corrin or McFadden, it's unlikely Reynolds would want to revisit this version of Deadpool, considering he technically killed him off at the end of Deadpool 2. President Deadpool. Although President Deadpool may not have had enough impact in the comics to make it onto Shawn Levy and Ryan Reynolds' radar for Deadpool and Wolverine, we still think he deserved a shot. Like other variants on this list, the Commander-in-Chief made his formal debut in Cullen Bunn's Deadpool Kills series, where he's one of the infinite versions of Deadpool seen throughout the multiverse. He's easily recognizable by his formal presidential attire, which would have been a simple yet effective costume for Deadpool and Wolverine to adapt. That said, there are two main reasons why President Deadpool might not have progressed in the selection process. First, anything related to a president could have caused creative anxiety among all involved, especially considering the film would be released during one of the most controversial election years in American history. Future Brotherhood Deadpool. Not to be confused with Warda Wilson, the 2099 Deadpool who actually appears in the sequel. This Wade Wilson comes from a distant future where the X-Men have been decimated by the mere presence of a time-displaced group of mutants known as the original 5 X-Men. During this period in the X-Men comics, younger versions of characters like Beast, Jean Grey, and Iceman were transported to the present of the Marvel Universe, known in comic book stores as the all-new X-Men. Wade, along with the rest of the future X-Men and the Brotherhood of Mutants, travels back to the past during the Battle of the Atom event, which addresses the issue of the 5 time travelers being out of their timeline for an extended period. This version of Wade is more mature than his other counterparts, though for tragic reasons. Venompool. Among all the Deadpool variants mentioned in Deadpool Kills Deadpool, Venompool is undoubtedly the most popular. After his appearance in the miniseries as a member of the Deadpool Corps, he was featured in the popular mobile game Contest of Champions, where the Grandmaster and the Collector force various Marvel character variants to fight each other for their entertainment. Notably, at San Diego Comic-Con 2024, Marvel Legends announced the release of a Venompool action figure, along with some newly revealed pieces inspired by Deadpool and Wolverine. So why didn't this crossover make it to the big screen? The simplest answer is also the most obvious. The character Venom is currently owned by Sony Pictures, along with the rest of Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the wild and wonderful world of Deadpool variants. We've explored some truly bizarre and exciting versions of Wade Wilson that could have made an epic appearance in Deadpool and Wolverine. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What variant would you have liked to see make the cut? Drop a comment below and share your favorite Deadpool moments or any other characters you think we should cover next. Thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.